Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic, Volume 7, Episode 38. We have another bonus puzzle today. This one is our old friend Masyu, a classic that we've covered here before, and you may have seen other places. It's pretty well known, and we will get into it in a moment after we take a look at the rules. The rules of Masyu are: draw a non-intersecting loop through the centers of some cells that passes through every circle. So this is one of our lovely loop drawing genres. As you can see in the final result, we have a loop that is going orthogonally, vertically and horizontally only, and going through some but not all the cells in the grid. The loop must turn on black circles and travel straight through the cells on either side. So this rule and the next one are maybe non-intuitive, but you get a sense for them pretty quickly as you solve these puzzles. So we're saying that this black dot must have a 90-degree turn in it and can't turn again in the cells right next to it. They've got to travel at least one cell through there, like this one does. This is the minimal case. Turns, goes straight, and then may turn again after that in both directions. The loop must go straight through white circles and turn in at least one of the cells on either side. So again, the basic rule of going straight through is fine, but the other part you have to start getting in your head, which is that right next to that white circle, there must be a turn in at least one of the two adjacent cells. We can't go straight through and continue on both sides. Those are all of the rules of Masyu, so it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's Masyu puzzle was set by Freddie Hand. The first thing that I want to note, which is cute, is that this Masyu puzzle has identical grid structure and circles as yesterday's circles and squares puzzle. So that is a bit of a feat for the constructor, and I love it. But let's start with what we know about things near the edges of grids in Masyu. Black circles near the edges, by which I mean on the edge or one away from the edge. First of all, if we know any black dot needs to have a horizontal and vertical line emanating from it. And so one of those two directions will be constrained for all of those. So the loop has to go in the opposite direction for any such dot that is too close for both options to be viable. Next, we have white circles on the border, which are also constrained. Since those can only go horizontally or vertically, those will be known to go parallel to the edge. And now we can start combining these pieces of information. This corner has to turn. We have some lines going into white cells that are going to have to go past them and then stop. Past and stop and turn. This dot, it now has is blocked on the east side, so it has to travel west. We have to turn on both of these sides since we're going straight on the other side of the white dot. And is there anything else completely obvious? Oh, well, now we've got couple white dots that are next to a line, and so they're going to have to go parallel to that line. That's going to force this turn to be a westward one. Has to come south. This is in a corner, which has to connect up, and we can't close this loop up, so this is going to have to turn to the east. This could keep going because we've got our turn up here, so we don't know for sure. Over here, we've got to keep on going, not close early. So this comes down like that. We've got a black dot that's too close here to go east, so it goes west, and that's going to force both of the dots below it to be horizontal. now it can't go south because it would hit that red line. So it's got to go north, hook up here. We can't turn north because then we'd close the loop too early. Similarly, this can't go east. Let's see, what else do we know? There's probably something where we would close off, force a loop to close early. Yeah. If this is horizontal, I'll just draw it in. If that were horizontal, then this line would have to go like that and close that loop early. So this is a vertical white dot. This has got to stop. This will turn. And now that forces this to turn. This is a dead end up here, so it turns that way. That means this one's got to turn on this side of the dot, because otherwise, because there's a straight line on the other side. This can't go north anymore because there's not enough room. It goes south and must turn east because this is a dead end over here, and that forces this to turn, which forces this to turn east. This needs to turn up because it's a dead end over here. We're seeing variants of that same idea. I always like it when that happens in a puzzle. It's not quite symmetric, but similar. This can't go west because then we'd be trapped. We'd either have a dead end or we'd close the loop early. So this comes up like so. This turns upward as well. And this has to turn east because turning west would, again, close that loop. This has to be horizontal because of that cell. So these are both horizontal. That forces this upward and this upward. We know that this dot can't go south anymore, so it goes to the north, and this can't go east or it would hit a dead end, so it goes north. This green dot needs to turn northward, and that forces the light blue line northward. This can't go further north or it hits a dead end, so it turns east to meet up with the brown segment, which can't close early here, so these both have to continue, and that forces this to be a horizontal. And this has got to turn north, and the only place left for it to turn is east. And that is how you solve a Masyu.